Thank you for joining us on this Friday, March 22nd. Live from the Beasley Media Complex in Boone, this is the Appalachian Weekly News. I'm Laird Davis.
And I'm Hannah Muckenfuss.
The North Carolina Board of Elections has officially approved app cards as a valid form of voter ID for the 2020 election. Both students and employees can use their app cards to identify themselves before voting. To receive approval, institutions must take an official photo and verify ID information like birthdays, social security numbers, and citizenship. Emily Hogan is a freshman and Student Government Association member. She sponsored an SGA bill that urged Chancellor Everts to sign the Student Identification Attestation Form. The form allows students to use their app cards as ID on Election Day. Hogan says she appreciates the Chancellor's support.
I was so just thankful, and not just for the state board elections, but really to Chancellor Everts for signing the form and doing the proper paperwork, because since she's come to be our chancellor, she's always stood up for students' rights to vote, and it's nice to know that she's listening to the students. So probably overall, I was just extremely thankful and proud of Appalachian State for doing that, and thankful that they passed and that they hit every mark laid out in the law.
App State is one of only 5 schools to receive approval for both student and employee cards. 13 schools won approval for only one or the other, and 81 schools applied in total. App State will reapply for card approval in 2021 and add ID expiration dates.
The Student Government Association held a public forum so students can get to know the candidates for next year's president and vice president. I had the opportunity to learn where they stand on campus issues.
The App State Student Government Association hosted a forum on Wednesday for the presidential and vice presidential candidates to express their positions on different campus issues. This election is different because both candidates are running uncontested. Director of Elections Christopher Hatton discussed how the forum would help students learn more about the candidates.
So tonight people should be expecting to get to know the candidates for the presidential and vice presidential race a little bit better, getting to know them on a more intimate level, how they view the issues that are pressing to students on campus, and what they're going to do to mend them in going into the next academic year.
The incumbent Dejan Milbourne hopes to advocate for more student parking.
But close enough, because that's been a really big issue. I don't know how much we can do at this point because P3 is happening. My biggest hope is that we can end the semester, get everything done over the summer, and when we come back, we'll be good to go.
Vice presidential candidate Michael Davis said he's always wanted to run and that he feels this is the best way to advocate for students.
I think Dejan and I have talked about we're not doing this in terms of like a hierarchical sense. Like this is a team. We're just trying to do the best for students. I think this is the best opportunity out of all like the organizations and experiences that I've done to do that.
Voting for SGA president and vice president ended at noon on Friday, March 22nd. The votes will be tallied shortly after. For the Appalachian Weekly News, I'm Hannah Muckenfuss.
The head coach of App State's men's basketball team is let go after 5 seasons. Coach Jim Fox led the Mountaineers to a record of 56-99 since his start at App in April of 2014. Athletic Director Doug Gillen announced the separation. He thanked Fox for all that he has done for the basketball program in a press conference on March 15th. While Fox had limited success on the court, he made great improvements to the team's academic achievements. Fox is the 21st head coach in App State men's basketball history and the first to coach in the Sun Belt Conference. App State will pay Fox a $200,000 buyout to complete his termination. Associate head coach Jason Allison will serve as interim head coach while App State Athletics searches to replace Jim Fox.
The second annual St. Patrick's Day Parade took over downtown Boone on Saturday. Organized by the Jones House and Town of Boone, the parade began at 2 in the afternoon and proceeded down King Street. 60 businesses and organizations participated. 42 entered floats and performed for a chance to win cash prizes ranging from $500 to $1,000. Appalachian Rhythm, a local dance school, clogged its way from beginning to end and won Best in Show. Appalachian State Chancellor Sherry Everts and Appalachian State head football coach Elia Drinkwitz judged the floats and awarded nearly $10,000 in prize money. The Jones House plans to work with the Town of Boone to continue and improve the parade next year.
App students interested in real estate will have internship opportunities right around the corner. Blowing Rock Investment Properties is expanding its business to a second location in Boone. The company, based in Blowing Rock, is constructing a 2-story building on West King Street. Business owner Scott McIntosh says the new building will offer convenience for consumers.
I really wanted to involve the local community in this concept, because again, this is who we are. I mean, Boone is very local. Blowing Rock is very local. We have a lot of second homes and people coming from different places. But I'm a big supporter of keeping it local, so that all of us within the town that live here day in, day out can all benefit from it.
The new location will replace the old Wade Brown building. McIntosh also plans to lease out commercial space. The prime downtown location is expected to open during fall semester.
The first day of spring may have come, but the cold temperatures we're still having have extended flu season on campus. Our reporter Callie Walton has the details.
As flu season peaks across the state, Appalachian's campus feels the effects of rising flu activity. Student Health Services reports that they have seen 1,743 visits for flu-like symptoms. Washing your hands and getting a flu vaccination are several precautions you can take to avoid the flu. Medical Director for Student Health Services, Dr. Taylor Rushing, says that flu vaccinations aren't perfect, but still greatly beneficial.
The flu shot's not 100% effective for prevention. It probably is in the 40 to 60% range for preventing flu. So unfortunately, it's not perfect, but it definitely decreases the chances that you'll get it greatly.
According to the North Carolina Division of Public Health, App State's region has the second highest confirmed flu rate in the state. Flu symptoms include fever, cough, sore throat, nasal congestion, and body aches. If you present these symptoms, there are a few measures you should take.
Trying to get a lot of rest, drink a lot of fluids. If they are running a fever, we encourage avoiding spreading it to neighbors and friends and classmates.
Student Health Services is located in the Miles Annis building across from the Belk Library. To learn more or to book an appointment, visit healthservices.appstate.edu. For more updates and information on the flu in our region, visit www.flu.nc.gov. For the Appalachian Weekly News, I'm Callie Walton.
Also in health, our reporter Faith Hatton takes a look at the nation's opioid crisis and what you can do in Boone to help prevent overdoses.
Opioid overdose, abuse, and dependency is one of America's longest continuing crises and is a serious issue across the country, including right here in Watauga County. On Thursday, January 31st, the Watauga County Sheriff's Office, Boone Police Department, and Watauga medics responded to several medical and overdose calls centered around Brook Hollow, including the Hospitality House and the Bradford Park Mobile Home area. Although there were no fatalities, local drug recognition experts were able to identify symptoms shown by victims as overdose from a powerful opioid. The opioid epidemic is an ongoing issue. 130 Americans die each day from opioid-related drug overdoses. In North Carolina, prescription opioid pain medications were responsible for 738 deaths in 2015. And in 2016, there were 6 opioid-related deaths reported in Watauga County. Local drug recognition expert Sergeant Casey Miller works within the Watauga County Sheriff's Office to respond to local opioid-based cases in the community through various methods of outreach.
Well, several different things that have been going on. One of them in about last year and a half, it's called the Opioid Action Plan Task Force. It's working with Appalachian Health Department, Appalachian Regional Health Department, and other various entities within the county to figure out where we're lacking in resources or where we're needing to find help for people that are having a substance use disorder or they're having an overdose or maybe in fear of having an overdose.
A main tool used by law enforcement is Narcan, an overdose reversal medication that can be administered nasally or directly into the body with a shot. Narcan nasal spray is available for free to those in need at App Healthcare, located in the Watauga Health Services building off of Poplar Grove Road. Citizens can also take action by safely disposing of their unused prescribed medications in a safe way.
We have what's called the Lazarus Project, where we have a drop box here at the Sheriff's Office. You bring in the medications, you drop it in the box, and it's secured, and then we send it off for proper disposal.
Medication deposit boxes can be found in other locations throughout Boone, including Boone Drug and Healthcare at Deerfield and in the lobby of the Boone Police Department.
Local law enforcement would like to encourage those who have experienced or witnessed a drug overdose to seek help. They would also like to remind you that you are protected under North Carolina Good Samaritan law, which states that anyone who experiences or witnesses a drug overdose can then seek help for the victim without fear of prosecution for ownership of small amounts of drugs, paraphernalia, or underage drinking. Reporting for the Appalachian Weekly News, I'm Faith Hatton.
To help combat opioid abuse, make sure to dispose of your unused medication properly. The University Police Department has an event to help out. Pill Collection Day is Thursday, March 28th from 10 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon. You can drop off medicine in the Student Union at the contact tables in front of Cascades Cafe. All prescription and non-prescription medication is accepted.
The National Park Service has granted an App State professor $8,000 to survey bats infected with white nose syndrome. Robert Cherry, a wildlife biologist for the National Park Service, said 12 species of bats live along the Blue Ridge Parkway. Of those 12, 9 are affected by white nose syndrome. 3 of the species are endangered. Mark Spond is the App State liaison to the National Park Service and an adjunct professor. He says the disease is a big concern because from 2006 to 2019, it has spread to almost 30 states and several Canadian provinces. Spahn said that funding for an additional survey for this summer is still pending.
Outreach programs are in full effect with the election of a new Recreation Management and Health Education Department chair. Melissa Weddell is named the department's new chair on February 22nd after serving as interim chair for 9 months. She has worked with several App State organizations such as Faculty Senate and Faculty Assembly. Weddell says a national mental health and obesity crisis makes the department's work more critical now than ever, and that she's excited to collaborate with students and faculty to improve the program.
Interim Director Jeffrey Coates is making changes in the James Center to support education students. Coates has been directing the James Center for Student Success for a month. Coates has created a fellowship program for first-generation underrepresented students starting in the fall. He also created a position to oversee teacher retention initiatives to support education majors after they graduate. Coates said he would love for his position to become permanent.
It's inspiring to me to see how dedicated our students are to their future profession. And the level of involvement of our students in the College of Education is very impressive to me. This is my 5th institution of higher education. And the app students in general, and specifically in the College of Education, I think are very unique. I think you all are very genuine and very hardworking. And that's an inspiration to me as an educator. That makes me want to do everything I can to help you all.
A new dance minor at App State is inspiring students to build awareness and make a difference in society. Somatic sustainability teaches people how using body awareness can make positive change in their own lives as well as on a societal level. Dance professors Lori Atkins and Marianne Adams started the program last fall in response to a presentation 4 years ago. The minor requires students to take 2 courses. They can then choose the bodywork electives they want to take. App State's department is one of the only schools to connect somatics with the big picture idea of sustainability. You can find out more at theateranddance.appstate.edu.
Last week, we incorrectly reported that an Appalachian State student had been accused of sexual exploitation. Frank Darrell Cromwell is a former App State student. We apologize for the error.
All right, now it's time to check in on sports with Hannah Moseley.
Thank you, Laird. Baseball took on North Carolina Central on Tuesday and defeated the Eagles 13-0. The Mountaineers stole 7 bases and thankfully no one was charged with larceny. The team had a cumulative total of 11 RBIs and Tyler Leak led the offense with 4 runs. Brandon Boone was the starting pitcher and struck out 4 batters before he was relieved by freshman Cam Roberts. The team begins a 3-game weekend series today at Louisiana Lafayette with first pitch scheduled at 7:30. Men's soccer adds new assistant coach Matty Evans. Evans attended Seton Hill University where he was a goalkeeper. His career at Seton Hill totaled 131 saves in just 2 seasons. He went on to begin his coaching career at West Chester University. He helped lead that team to an 11-0 conference record and to secure the spot of 17th in the country. He also coached at Laird University where they had an almost perfect record and were ranked 5th in the country. Evans played semi-professionally for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds affiliated with United States League Two. Evans will work with the goalkeepers in his new role with the Mountaineers. Welcome to App State Soccer, Maddie. The softball team has won 8 of 9 of their most recent games and can add 1 more dub to their winning record after a win versus East Tennessee State University on Wednesday. The Mountaineers defeated the Bucks 7-1. Haley Stewart led the team with 2 runs and 2 RBIs with 3 at-bats. And again, Kenzie Longenecker helped lead the team to victory and now has a flawless 11-0 pitching record. The team ventures to Georgia State, where they have a 3-game weekend series beginning today at 5. Just want to give a big shout out to the women's basketball team for advancing to the 2nd round in the Women's Basketball Invitational. They will host Marshall University at home in the Holmes Convocation Center on Monday at 6:30.
Wow, that sounds great. Thank you, Hannah. Now it's time for your High Country High Note.
An App State club is helping to build a home for a local family in need. App Builds a Home is a collaboration between the Habitat for Humanity Club and the Watauga Habitat. Kaylin McDougall is the club president. She says that the goal is to build an affordable and sustainable home. The house is being designed by the Building Science Program's Integrated Design Experience Lab. The sustainably designed home costs more to build than the average Habitat home. The club needs to raise $60,000, and the Watauga Habitat will match every donation. Construction will begin this summer. If you're interested in donating to the project, you can go to appbuildsahome.appstate.edu.
That's our report this week. I'm Hannah Muckenfuss.
And I'm Laird Davis. For all of us here at the Appalachian Weekly News, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.